What's going on, everybody? Welcome back to another edition of me hitting the left bumper when I'm not supposed to. Another edition of our Draft to Glory series here, towards the end of NHL 22, of course, with the Peg City Pride. We are fresh off of getting bounced out of the playoffs in round number 2 against the Calgary Flames. An incredible accomplishment. It was our first ever time making the playoffs. We make it to the second round. We didn't embarrass ourselves, but yeah, certainly we didn't have enough gas in the tank to kind of make it over that line and maybe, bat 1,000, make the playoffs for the first time and win the damn thing. The Ottawa Senators were the ones that were able to do that. And we'll take a look at their journey to get there, their team, the awards. And then we get to focus on our offseason ahead of us. As it was the Winnipeg Jets who made it to the final. It was an all-Canadian final, pretty much no matter who made it out of the West. But it is the Ottawa Senators again that win the Stanley Cup, and they're right there for us to be able to take a look at. And they added Steven Stamkos, Mark Scheifele. Yep, you can tell we're pretty far into a franchise mode once you start seeing rosters like this. Goodness gracious. Okay. Mad Shogard, though, 91 overall with a 932. Imagine if high-rated goalies played like that most of the time. Absolutely imagine. So, been alternating a little bit there between Canadian teams. Connor Bedard did win his second and consecutive, for that matter, Art Ross trophies. He also won the Hart Trophy for the first time in his career. That cannot be disputed. Thomas Chabot won the Norris. What else do we got? Bjugstad won the Calder for the Islanders. Chabot wins the Conn Smythe. Hunter Jones the Vezina. Masterton the Lindholm. Any other awards? Perfetti wins another Selke. Connor Bedard won the Ted Lindsay for the first time. And Austin Matthews wins the Selke. Antonio Stranges the most points in the AHL. Atu Aratu, the league MVP. Stranges scored the most goals. Some random dude there. Christensen, top defender. Tristan Lennox, top goalie. And MVP of the playoffs was, I believe, Liam Ogren for the Rochester Amherst. So a great season for Connor Bedard. Question now, what happens this offseason? Because in terms of expiring deals, yeah, we got a few. It's going to be a little bit of an issue, too. Now, we're not going to worry about whether or not someone wants an extension or not, but someone like Bobrovsky not wanting an extension, that's a little bit problematic, all things considered, because, again, Michalski is coming up through the system. So we got to figure that out. Michalski is going to be, at the very least, the backup goalie this season. We could let Bobrovsky go and just run with Cirelli and Michalski in goal, which should theoretically be enough, or we do sign Bob and eventually look to move on. Morales is going to be an RFA. I mean, most of these guys obviously are RFAs. The only UFAs that we have, well, it's Bobrovsky, right? In terms of an upcoming UFA. Was he an RFA too? Hello? All expiring. That was really weird. So, we'll have the money. We have the negotiating power, so I don't think we have to commit to anything just now. Obviously, we will not be in the lottery for the first time ever, but we are getting to that point now where we have some big decisions to make in terms of who the core pieces of this team actually are. It's Max Pacioretty, Brad Marchand, Mark Stone, Nazem Kadri, bunch of big names retiring. The highest paid player in the 2022-23 NHL season, Tyler Seguin. Wish I had his agent. Good God. And defensively, Erik Karlsson, Drew Doughty. Yeah, I said it was a new era, so to speak. Or, certainly knew we were in a pretty far gone franchise. Maybe not far gone, the right word for it, but we're pretty deep into this franchise already. I mean, 5-6 years. And yeah, a lot of big changes to reflect that around the league. We get to the draft. Again, it'll be the latest pick that we've ever had. Number 28. No less. God damn. Let's see if there's actually anybody here at pick number 28. I can't say I'm holding my breath. Norton might be 2 years out. That guy might be 3 years out. Montgomery 3 years out. Moore. Oof, he's the complete wild card here. That dude's a confirmed medium 9. That dude's a confirmed medium 6. Igor 4 years out. Not great. about these medium 9s? 3 years. There is just that one guy so far with a potential to only be 2 years out, which isn't that bad. And, well, we know who we're taking now. You get a player like that, Mikko Ristolainen, and you take him. 3 years out, low elite, has confirmed silver wheels, puck on a string and third eye. I was wondering if there'd be anybody available for us, and the answer is yes. There was another dude there, and Zachariah Cogliano. And another set of dudes, my God. Out of nowhere. This second round's turning out to be decent. There's another low elite. Okay, this decision is no longer simple or straightforward. Damn. I kind of like simple and straightforward because then you can't screw it up. We could screw this up if we take the wrong person. So let's take a look. Were there any goalies on that list? No. Defenders. There's a couple. Norton was the guy that was unconfirmed 2 years out. There's Gerber, who is 2 years out, also listed as a gem. So he'll be around the 70-ish overall, 68-ish maybe. Artmeyer, 3 years out, so obviously we'd go for Gerber. And then there's Datsuk, too big of a risk. That right-hand side, there's McElrath. Looks to be pretty damn close to a slam dunk medium elite, but again, probably too big of a risk. We need to take the sure thing. There's the other low elite and Lombardi, who has Schneip confirmed. Damn. Damn. Huey, 3 years out. We can't guarantee it. Cogliano, maybe 2 years out, but no confirmed X factor. I am well aware of the time. I'm going to have to call a timeout here. Gonna have to call a timeout. I never expected pick 28 to be this this type of situation that we're in right now. So the best player available is going to be one of those wingers. And typically in a draft of glory, I feel like we get stuck without good defensemen. And we have all the depth scoring in the world. But honestly, we pretty much have our defense. That five right there, they are the core. And certainly that defender that's still there isn't going to be this crazy good defender that's really going to require us to take him now. So we're going for one of those forwards. No doubt. It just comes down to who. And they're both left wings. It's either Ristolainen or Chandler Lombardi. In terms of the grades, well, obviously significantly better in terms of shooting for Lombardi. Worse puck skills, much better senses, better skating, better pizza, Papa John's. Both, no, man, yeah, Lombardi's 2 years out. He's the guy. Because he has a confirmed full house. Just about. Chandler Lombardi, out of Austria, is our pick, 28th overall. He is a 69 overall. Very nice. Low elites. With Schneip, magnetic, make it snappy. Shock and awe, and close quarters. He is a pure goal scorer. That is what he does. Doesn't have much slap shot accuracy, but everything else is a 93. He can't pass the puck, but you get the puck to him. He can also play defense. He can't hit worth a damn. He can't skate worth a damn. Once he gets going in a straight line, he's fine, but he has no acceleration, no agility. He's a glass cannon. That's what he is. He is the glass cannon of this draft. Which, by the way, there were a couple of 84s, and then Vegas did a Vegas thing. Damn. I mean, that's a hell of a player. Obviously, no complaints. Norton was a 65. Obviously, no comparison there. Risto was a 66. Did have tape to tape, but I got to be honest, I'd rather have the goal scorer than the playmaker. At least for where this team is right now. I think we just made a great choice, a.k.a. had a great choice handed to us. And there are a couple other guys that might be a low elite. You got Frederick Hanula, Eric Rokan, the goalie, 5 years out. No thank you. Kurt Dryden, no confirmed abilities. That would have been nice. Low 4, low 6. Terrible, terrible potentials. Medium top 6. Joseph Drake's not that great either. Anybody. It's going to be one of those first two dudes. Maybe Riss Miller, who should be available a little bit later on the next time we have a pick, but unconfirmed. So it's one of these three, and again, it will be a forward. So Kurt Dryden, we don't have much to go off of. Confirmed, Cade Rissmiller is 3 years out. But nothing else is confirmed aside from the fact that he is a small boy, basically, with lacks size and reach. Hanula lacks size. Everything else is pretty much unconfirmed. Yeah, they're all quote-unquote undersized players. Obviously, it's tough to compare the SHL side of things, but I think we are going to rule out Hanula. So it comes down to two, Dryden or Rissmiller. Dryden, pretty damn good point total. And it was Dryden that may have the X factors, and for that reason, it's going to be Kurt Dryden, who we take here. 64 low elite. Ooh, he does have the abilities, though. He has 1T, shock and on off the rush. So, I mean, aside from shock and awe, he just has a great slap shot. And the shooting ability itself isn't that good, but we had two solid goal-scoring options so far in this draft, and that is exactly what we needed after how the playoffs ended for us. Kristanovich is trash. No offense, but he'll never develop. Petrov, not looking that great either. Aiden Perreault, another goalie, 5 years out. No thank you. Medium elite winger, who's going to be absolute trash. We'll take him if we have to, but if he's above a 50, I'll be surprised. Certainly won't be above a 55, or I'll still be surprised. Like, he is not good. Clarence Lowe, 5 years out. Honestly, I'd rather take a medium 9 who's not that bad. Fabian Pitts. If he wasn't 20. If he was 18, he actually would have been the pick for me. You got Spencer Law. 3 years out. But he is 20. Some tough calls here, man. Eric D'Agostini. Potentially 4 years out at 19. Tough calls because there are some garbage potentials. Jude Ortiz, So shortlisted, it's either Law or we go for Vasilevs, who again won't make it. Law has a confirmed A shooting category. I know he's 20. We're taking Spencer Law here. Vasilevs is never going to develop. Let's take the overager, Spencer Law, who's a 65, medium 9. Shooting category isn't amazing. Might end up being a fourth liner. Again, if this was a series of trades, obviously you take Vasilevs and you can flip him into whatever the hell you want him to be. But again, I can't imagine he's a 50 at 18 years old. He's just not going to develop, right? I mean, he might, but think about some of the other dudes already that we have on this team that are in the exact same situation, of course. Clark, Vikland, these guys just aren't going to make it. They're just not. So, just too low of an overall for it to be worth it. Obviously, the optics would have looked a little bit better. Fourth round, Felipe Conan. 4 years out at 19. No, thank you. Boss Basil, 4 years out. No, thank you. I know there's a low 9 there. 5 years out. Sajak, 4 years out. If 4 years out at 18, he won't have the worst starting overall in the world. It'll be mid to low 60s. Reggie Bennett, pretty trash. Anybody? Leopold, 4 years out. It's not too bad. It is pretty bad, though. ColecoVision, not that great. Oh, boy. Looks like we got slim pickings at this point. Yeah, Burrows in goal. Might have no timer. Let's go for Randy Burrows. Let's just risk it. Why not? 58 overall, medium elite goalie at 19 years old. Did not have the ability, though. See if he can kind of prove me wrong earlier and actually end up developing. From there, I think we're just sorting by potential. So we got the mediums and the low elites, all 2 out of 4 bars. Those are the guys to just go for at this stage. So let's see, in terms of forwards, there were 4. In terms of defenders, there were 2. Let's see their ranking here. So 3 of these guys, bare minimum, won't be available in the next round. So Trevor Tangrady, 18 years old, unconfirmed 4 years out. Ilya Sbruev, not terrible. And then there was Andy Sanchez, the 19-year-old. Sanchez is out. Let's go for the defender. Let's take Sbruev. We need somebody on the blue line. He's terrible. Just absolutely terrible. Okay. Them's the breaks, I suppose. Obviously, Nasir Kemp, the overager from Saskatoon. Pretty shit. And 7th round, there's no chance of Faith actually being half decent because of how far down he's projected to go, but whatever. We'll take him anyway. Yeah, low 7th. So the back end of that draft was pretty damn bad. But those first 2 picks, and honestly, I don't mind Law, but Lombardi and Dryden, home run. Home run, especially Lombardi to get someone like that at pick 28. I mean, he's better, I'm sure, than some of the people who went in the mid-teens. So not bad at all. Goalie-wise, this is where it gets tough. This is where it gets tough. Very, very tough indeed. Rodin will have to be signed next year. We got to make that call on what to do with Bobrovsky. I want $6 million. One way or another, Cirelli is not going anywhere, so we can just get that qualifying deal done. Defensively, obviously, we won't let go of Morales for nothing, or Albrecht, McCutcheon. James is an interesting one. Honestly, Luke Prokop, I think we're going to try to hold on to you for the entirety of this. Gannon won't be let go of for nothing. There's Cutta. Graham certainly needs to be signed. Is there anybody else? Biaka Batuka, pretty bad at this point. Baker's a 64 at 20 years old, low elite. We'll still sign him. Bucieris is pretty bad. I guess I have drafted a lot of defensemen. Fair enough. On that right-hand side, I mean, Nguyen, you didn't do too much, but we're going to keep you. We're going to keep Corbett as well. Left wings, obviously Sweat's the big one that we have to sign here. Then you got Finger and Shields. And then down the middle, the roast. We got to keep you. Certainly got to keep Stolars. Probably keep Van Kadishin for the sake of the AHL. Okay. So the big decision. High franchise, by the way, for Connor Bedard. Love to see it. The big question. God, Bedard's a monster at this point. Good Lord. What do we do in goal? We have the money to re-sign Bobrovsky. It's just whether or not Michalski should be a starter. And maybe 1 season as Bob's understudy. We'll have to pay Bobrovsky a lot of money. We will. We'll go ahead and qualify these 2 RFAs as well. And we'll have 6 goalies on the year. Bobrovsky will go to last once the rest of the money is kind of decided. So 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. And 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 6 with Cardinal. Oof, we definitely got some people I wouldn't mind getting rid of. It's not necessarily worth the buyout, though, like Packard's up at the end of the year. Jeremy Biaka Batuka. Hate to say it, Jeremy, but yeah, 5th round pick in 2021. Hate to say it, sir. You got to go. You got 82 games in the NHL level. You were a minus 79. But yeah, Biaka Batuka is on his way out. Got to be honest, I think Cutta and James are probably gone too. 3, 4, 5, 6. That's our top 6. Then again, Prokop, Axelson, Kabanoff, Gannon. You have Graham. We really just don't have a ton of space. So certainly Bucieris, 4th round pick back in the day. Jerome is, on the way out. Hold on to Baker. I know Cutta's a 70 overall at 22 years old, but it's not going to work. Like, you're not going to get that much better. You're not a specialist at anything. So Radek Cutta we can let go of. Like I said, I think James as well, who won't get that much better. The problem is James could be a damn good player at the AHL level to make that team competitive. but I think we're still at the point where we certainly have to prioritize prospect development. So for that reason, Pablo James, the 24-year-old, I mean, has a good setup there as an offensive defenseman. God, just who would he play over, though? Because we're not really staying loyal to, like, lefty-righty at this stage, because we just ended up with good left defensemen. He's not going to get that much better at 24, but, man, he's a good skater. It's a 76 overall is actually pretty damn unfair. I can't, in good faith, get rid of Pablo James right now. Then again, on the wing, it's all RFAs. So, well, with the exception of Finger and Shields, but we will have the roster space to bring these two back, but with how much money they want, how much money they want, we need to sort out other business first. So to do that, Gavin Sweat, let's talk it out, buddy. Let's talk it out. I would love to buy some of those UFA years, but that's just not going to happen. $12 million. He doesn't really want to stay, so 75% trick probably won't work. It's worth trying because that would drop it down to 10,225. Should be, in theory, the lowest he's willing to accept. We'll see if he takes it. And then Morales as well, our top defender, is out of RFA years. Again, doubt the 85% trick works. We're going to go 6.5 for 8 years to see if Morales is willing to stay. Again, hitting the wrong button, doing nothing but that. Let's see what happens here. Sweat says yes. Awesome. Graham signs. Baker. Morales rejects. Says he wants to test out the market. That is very much not going to happen. Let's try 7 by 8. Love for that to be signed. Still no. We have no choice but to hold on to Morales, regardless of the price. Can't let him go. Too valuable of a defender that we're unlikely to be able to draft at this stage. There we go. So 7.5 for Morales. The deal is done. Leaves us with $26 million. We should have more than enough to just sign Bobrovsky to like $6.5 million for the year and be good to go. Yeah, there you go. So Oleg's back for the season. With that, it's just a bunch of RFAs with $21 million to spend. We're looking pretty good. And yeah, a lot of them will take that initial qualifying offer. Forgot to re-sign my scouts. That's okay. But what I will do is skip ahead. Everything will be set up and ready to go for the start of the next episode. We will begin that new season. And I am very excited to see kind of what happens with this team in free agency. I think I saw Brady Tkachuk's out there. Indeed, Tkachuk, Slavkovsky, Matvei Michkov. Wow, Michkov, Slavkovsky. Man, that's a crazy RFA class. Dawson Mercer. There's going to be some big money spent. As a result, there could be some big players moving. Could really kind of change up what the league's looking like right now. But for us, we're looking good. Just how good is the question. We're going to find out next time.